Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with our always exciting edition of VR news. And I know last week I did tease that we would finally have the Mythic Realms episode out, and keen observers would see it's not, but I swear, I promise, I'll get the mythical episode out this week. I'll get the mythical episode out.
What was
this week.
the lost episode we had?
Survival Nation.
Yeah.
Still feel bad about that one. Maybe we should revisit it, because that game's probably gotten work, and Wankley Studio is working on their next game that was on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, Frost Survival, which looks
maybe I'll put
freaking
my attention
tight
into that one.
Which one?
Frost Survival.
Yeah, well,
I really liked the trailer for that one. So
we're plotting out expanding our content coverage into more YouTube videos and short form, the TikTok and Instagram reels and all that stuff. We put out one last week about your roto chair with more to come there too. So maybe we could always revisit Survival Nation in one of those formats as well too.
Could probably play it in the chair too.
Because the tragic thing about that lost episode of Survival Nation is that Survival Nation is a damn good game. And I'll say the same thing about Mythic Realms. I will get this episode out. It's not a lost episode. Just been extremely busy the last couple of weeks. We have a big thing going on this week as well too. It's like
we got so much back end stuff.
Every week there's something, but I will get it out.
Talk about it, which is weird, but
believe it or not, in-person interview is like a higher lift edit as well too, especially because we couldn't do it. So we got different camera angles too,
Yeah,
so.
it was the first time we were doing multicam.
I want to do it right. We'll get it.
Whatever. Stay
tuned for it. But this past week,
Petrichor's not going anywhere.
No. And again, if you haven't checked out Mythic Realms, if you browse the reviews, an oddly common sentiment is, I didn't expect that I would like this game. Mm-hmm. It's not usually the style of game I like, but I liked it. I mean, it's a really unique RPG roguelite utilization of mixed reality transforming into a VR environment too. It's a really unique game that I think is a little ahead of its time. I think we'll see a lot more games like Mythic Realms in a year or two.
Yeah, they're laying some foundation for sure.
Especially with
how long they...
I was just about to say that. Like, when they first thought of this...
Yeah.
Dude.
Nobody was doing it.
No, but they are on our list of news later as well, too, so we'll get to it. But before we kick off the news, just kind of going into what we've been playing this last week. Obviously, this game isn't the only thing we've been playing, but it's the major new one on our kind of rotation of games. Oh, we did hop into Dragon Fist Kung Fu last week.
Clayton.
Dude, the combo of you using Clayton and me using Timothy, I was even saying, like, we're almost done with the campaign. I'm so excited to finish it, to restart it on the highest difficulty, because you even flagged it too. You're like, it's getting a little too easy. We're just mowing people.
I just go in there to laugh.
Blah, 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 blah.
We 3-star everything, so
effortlessly, really effortlessly. So I'm excited to run.
That's Clayton, though. That ain't me.
You get full into character.
I do.
Now you've nailed using the silver hands at the proper timing too.
Dude, the video of me playing it in a roto chair is fucking hysterical.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not gonna lie, it's.
You've said that since
I almost wish there was no game footage.
It
looks like I'm having a problem. Like, really.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more roto stuff. But yeah, the main thing that we hopped into this last week, it's a game that just came out on this past week as well, Ghost Town from Fireproof Studios, the same studio that brought you the Room VR, which, you know what, I have the store page for Ghost Town open, but we talked about this the other week. Let me go to the Room VR's store page and reference their review count. They're at 14,000 MetaQuest reviews. That's insane for the MetaQuest store, and at a 4.9 there. And they're at 3,500 Steam reviews for Room VR. So Fireproof Studios, they're solid foundation for these type of puzzle story games. And then, Ghost Town came out this past week on the MetaQuest. A Steam page is up for it, but it says coming soon. And when this comes out on PC VR, think of how visually stunning it is on the MetaQuest.
Crushing it, dude.
Like it's kind of Red Matter-esque in some ways, Red Matter's still way better.
2025, it's the best looking game I've seen on Quest.
Solid contender for Game of the Year.
Right now,
It's
million percent over, dude.
It's 4.8 stars with 207 reviews already. And again, it just came out April 24th. So 3 days ago as of recording, 4 days ago as of this episode coming out. And dude, it is just, they knock it out of the park.
I should have it finished today or tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a puzzle-based story game that's very polished. I've had no bugs or glitches yet. The story is very compelling to me.
Some of the if I had one argument, right? If you were to like, well, you got to give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the cut screens are a little long, but it's nothing that takes away from the experience. You know, if you want to nitpick to the bone, you might go, oh, that was like a 3-minute cut screen.
I agree.
I'm not arguing about it.
I have kind of a VR design philosophy that like standing still cut screens are terrible in VR. And most of these, all of them that I've experienced thus far, you can walk around, but then it tells you like not to leave the cut screen area and there's nothing to do during that cut screen, no interactables and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's like the worst in VR is just standing there, just listening to stuff. It's easier flat screen. I can't really explain it, but in VR it's brutal. So yeah, that's a very fair flag. Mm-hmm. But they do it for story development and stuff.
It doesn't, again, it's not taking away anything. It hasn't, I would only say that if someone were to say like, well, nothing can be absolutely perfect.
Look, I don't want to just hear everything great about it. What is something?
Right now, I mean, if you were to say like, hey, what do you think that you've seen this year that you've played this Game of the Year? And it's like, dude, this one's just right now for the end of the month. It's got it in the bag.
They got it on the Quest too as well, which is insanely impressive.
I wish they hadn't.
Just to max out the graphics even more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it could look any better on the Quest 3 when it looks amazing. And I like they're one of the, I was trying to think of another game that's done it this way and I can't, but in a lot of scenes, like you'll be physically blocked from going into a certain area and it's for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't go behind a desk or something because somebody else is going to be there so I like their use of environment to keep you grounded.
Yeah. And if I had to find any other thing to flag, I guess that there's a lot of things that I wish were interactable in some way. Just even grab and pick up. It's not 100%. It's very uninteractable, actually, besides like drawers and stuff like that.
I get it though. Look at the freaking game.
And look what's going on. Some of these puzzles are really in depth. Again, it's a puzzle based game. So, I've heard people say 4 to 6 hours for gameplay, but it's a puzzle game. If a puzzle could stump you for 2 hours.
I've been stumped on. There's one that stumped me for an hour. So admittingly, I walked away.
It could take somebody 10 minutes though. Oh, that's usually what I do if I get really stumped on a puzzle in any puzzle game. I go, boop. Although I'm sleeping on this. And then the next day I usually come back and blow through it.
I feel like the hardest puzzles, I feel like are at the beginning. I've been more on I feel like there's this hump that I got over. And since then,
it's almost like you're speaking the language of the game now. Like you understand what they want you to be doing.
Yeah.
It could be that too.
It's possible.
Like the first time you ever do the electrical current puzzle.
Well, I haven't had repeat puzzles. I'm just saying there's a certain hump that I got over and it's like
There's one puzzle that reoccurs quite a bit.
Not a lot of.
The electric current style, which they do it in different styles.
Yeah.
Where you got to get the current to run A to B.
I have not experienced that since.
Oh, it's come up for me on at least 3 or 4 different occasions so far.
Saying that's the hump I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a little ahead.
Correct, but it is a repeat puzzle. But for me, the first time it came up,
but it's repeat only in that same environment, though. Correct?
Ooh, I have to think about it.
Like it all ties into that one thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I think it's all in that one area.
Correct.
I think so.
Yeah. So it's not like
correct.
Oh, they took that puzzle, so I can live with that.
Yeah. And I don't mind that either. I'll be honest with you. The first time the electric current came up, it stumped me the most because I didn't understand what to do. Right. But then once you hit it again, you're like, I got this,
Yeah. There was one, I admit. and I don't know exactly where you're at, and I guess I don't want to do spoilers either, but I struggled for like probably a good 10, 15 minutes and then realized that it had nothing to do with what I was thinking. But it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty
I'll tell you off air where I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Because I can't really
describe
it without.
I can't tell you. Yeah, no, I'll know where you were at.
But phenomenal game from Fireproof Games.
2 thumbs up, man. What's the asking price? Wasn't it 24?
I'm going to pull that up in a second.
I just made that up.
I have it open on my browser page.
I saw that. So you already own it.
Yeah, so I got to go to incognito. It is $29.99 on the MetaQuest store.
I'd say it's $30. Still worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very polished. It's up there with Red Matter for story-based puzzle games to me. It's
because it
phenomenal.
Looks that good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Just makes me want to expect you to die for though.
Mm-hmm. And I still have to finish Wanderer, but with this only being, theoretically 4 to 6 hours, it's like, let me just finish up Ghost Town, and then I'll get back to Wanderer as well. But great game. Great job from Fireproof Studios. Again, we're not done yet. Neither of us are. You're a little farther than me, as you said, but
I think I'll be done tonight.
I mean, dude, the game is freaking.
I thought I was going to finish last night.
Really?
Yep. I honestly
Do you feel the ending coming?
I kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I'm starting to do like how much time I've got into it, and I'm like, I'm pretty close to this cusp here.
I hope it's one of those that we finish and I go, man, there could totally be a Ghost Town 2. Where's Ghost Town 2? Like, I don't know the ending. I'm not even going to say the ending when I find out. I'm just saying that's what I hope is my thought as a consumer, that I go, give me more.
I'll just say there's a studio. They're really good at to release something that polished.
Mm-hmm. Well, The Room, again,
well, yeah,
14,000, 4.9. Then
not all launches go real smooth.
They let this one cook. They got I haven't had any bugs.
Dude,
they got it. And we talked about before on many episodes, many a times, a puzzle game is like the genre more than any other genre that you cannot have bugs. Like any other genre, you can have a couple
doesn't
at
work.
launch.
You're not going to progress. Nothing's going to happen.
Dude, that's terrible. You can't have that. And then also, this past week, they were teasing it, and they announced it. Walkabout Mini Golf announced their next DLC course. And remember, the previous week before that, they announced that some courses were coming for free. Like, dude, incredible studio. And now, on May 1st, their next course, Raptor Cliffs. They said on the image for it, get in on the prehistoric fun.
They had everyone going apeshit with their teaser video.
Mm-hmm.
And don't think I didn't Google the date and time that was shown in the video and came up nothing. Well, I didn't see anybody guess this.
Who knows? Maybe that video was about a different course.
I don't know.
We know that they're cooking many things.
I know.
We know. I wish what I would pay to see that Mighty Coconut whiteboard of ideas.
Which at this point is over a year's worth of.
Yes. And we know how far in advance things are planned too. So I'm not confident that teaser was about this course.
I don't know.
Either way, though.
I still came up empty. And I will say no one guessed this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, Raptor's Cliff coming to Walkabout Mini Golf on May
I love
1st.
We're getting courses so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
That means 36 holes, 18 balls, and a putter with a fox hunt.
Yep.
Plus, who knows what Easter eggs. Every course is such a must buy.
Yeah, dead employee somewhere.
And hopefully.
Has to be.
I saw Edward, multiple time Ruff Talk VR guest, say that this is the most excited for a course he's been in a while. Something along those lines. That's me paraphrasing. That's not a direct quote. Something like that. And when I see Edward saying that, I think two things. One, shit, it's going to be hard to find these balls. And two, it's going to be good if Edward's this excited. And the reason I say the balls are going to be hard is because Edward many times is the one that hides the balls. And if he's excited, he probably had fun with it.
I mean, just on what they've shown for ball finding, it's going to be difficult.
Dude, I'm excited. Raptor Cliffs coming May 1st to Walkabout Mini Golf. Let's go.
I believe our Discord already has a
playing session. Yes.
Yep.
So
we'll want in on that.
We'll plug it later. But if you're not, hop into the Ruff Talk VR Discord, full of fine VR folk with some fine VR discussion, as well as some food picture, pet pictures.
Well, you're just come in for the mini golf sessions.
Yeah, we're just coming in mini golf.
You can do that
Ain't
too.
no one mad at that. We all love some mini golf. So yeah,
I love when people come in and they're like, they just fire up if anyone has this game they want to play, or it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've had some cool new people join the last week as well too. So always great stuff there. And then I'll find a way for this to be VR related. I promise. I just have to say how excited I was as a huge Elder Scrolls fan to see the Oblivion remastered come out. And since I got Game Pass, baby, I have Game Pass so I can play the Xbox games on my headset. I don't even own an Xbox. I was able to install it to the gaming PC on day one.
I installed it day one. Didn't play it day one, but installed it. Did my character creation like the next day.
I'm such an Elder Scrolls junkie, and there was always this debate of like Skyrim's the more polished gameplay game, but like which one's the better game, Oblivion or Skyrim? And since Skyrim was more modern, a lot of people defaulted to that. But I was amongst the crowd that once the dust settled of Skyrim post-launch, year after launch, whatever, it was like, yeah, Oblivion is the better game. And now we have it with better gameplay mechanics than Skyrim, insane graphics. How about that character creator? Come on. And since it's got a layer of Unreal Engine on it, through the Unreal Engine VR injector mod, you can indeed, people have already done it.
Took an hour.
Dude, the same day as launch. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can play Oblivion Remastered in VR with the Unreal Injector mod. And like you said, took less than a day. It was nuts. So that's how it ties into VR. But I am so excited to see that.
You've just had a good year with your shit because you got Civilization.
Which I still see
Oblivion.
People are still running with the headlines and the hysteria that how low the store rating is. But again, as we've talked about last week, like so much of that is because of that day one bad launch.
It in a week.
It's like 2.6 right now. And it's like,
well, it'd take longer than that just for their own community to start rating it good anyways.
Yeah, but it's
half a year.
It's so much better than a 2.6. It's like the store rating is so low because so many of those ratings.
I really enjoy Civilization.
Civ 7
in VR is really good.
And
don't care what anybody says. The price is not.
No,
that's where if they knock that shit down to like 39.
Yeah, I agree. 39, 40.
39.99.
Yep, absolutely.
I know it costs a lot to make. I get it, but it's like
it's just outside the scope of
you ain't
VR.
Gonna sell a game
pricing.
At 2.8.
And they need to go and just respond to all those 1-star reviews about stuttering on day one that are still 1 stars, and that has not been an issue for like 3 weeks. It hasn't been an issue since 24 hours after launch. So it's much better than a 2.6, if not for those day one reviews of this performance issues that are fixed.
If what today was there for day one,
it'd probably be like a 3.8, a 4, 4.2,
3 something, 3.6, 3.8.
Which, I think it's a freaking stellar game. But nonetheless,
I love it. Not upset about it. They were proactive to fix the release issues, and
don't let that 2.6 scare you away. But
it will.
Have your concerns on price.
It's $60 freaking dollars.
$60 is the biggest flag on it. Without a doubt.
I can buy 2 4.2s for
Ghost Town $30.
Yeah, I get what I'm saying.
But not for nothing.
You'll be done in Ghost Town in 5 hours. 6 hours.
How many hours have we already put into Civ 7? Headset killer.
It's unlimited replayability. So
I can't play it enough.
Not sure.
I can't. You definitely, you know what? The thing is, if you're a Civ fan, you will get $60 of playtime out of it.
Yeah. It's the Civ fans.
But it's just so outside the price range of modern VR games. I agree. 39 would be a much more in line with the market price, to say the least. But in the world of confusing news, since we just had Ghost Town drop last week, arguable game of the year contender, in my opinion, you say, without a doubt.
Yeah. See what the rest of the year brings. But right now, as it stands, dude.
Into the Radius 2, though, made by CM Games, they had a new update drop last week for Into the Radius 2 in early access. And guess what this update was called? Ghost Town, which this update came out the same day. I don't think that they went an underdogs boxing route of it. I mean, they had to have already had the update name planned for quite some time. It's just like, what are the chances of this? But yeah, this new update for Into the Radius 2 comes with a new location, new progression system's been overhauled as well, and just various tweaks. And I imagine that the location, as the expansion's called, or the update's called Ghost Town, I'm expecting a pretty ghostly town. It would be kind of messed up if not. You also have customizable backpacks, chest rigs, armor vests, and you can even adjust the angles for speedier grabbing. So, and then just various tweaks as well, too. Oh, not bad.
Okay.
Into the Radius 2, also, we got 2 Ghost Towns. We got a game called Ghost Town, and we got an update for another game called Ghost Town.
Definitely chalk that up as coincidence, not so
only because it was same day. If it was the next week, it would be weirder.
The game formerly known as Underdog Boxing that has fallen off the point. Dude,
they still post on their Discord.
What's the post?
About updates and progress.
Am I in a fantasy one? Has it been out?
No.
And we're just blind to it?
I never
Do they
saw
really
it.
post updates, though?
Quite frequently, yeah. The guy's name is Damien as well, too. It's kind of trippy.
Is it you?
It's been me this whole time,
You've been
baby.
fucking trolling. There is
It's been
no
me
game.
this whole time.
One static image of what it could be.
When it launches, it's just going to be a Ruff Talk VR logo. It's going to go into an episode of us.
That's like some bad crypto scam.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's an absolute joke.
Yep. Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%.
That is fake.
You even come into our Discord with crypto in your bio, you're probably getting deleted.
Yeah.
I've seen it go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like nobody's fucking around. You're not taking that chance.
Mm-hmm.
In your best interest, you join, you say hello, you answer questions, because I also know you're going to get asked questions, and that ticker's time. It's ticking. Our mods are good, dude. They don't play. I like watch it in real time too. Interesting. So on the awesome news for a game that we interviewed their CEO twice.
Mm-hmm.
Golf Plus. And it's weird because in my head they've always had legs, but they didn't.
I was joking with you before. It was like,
your brain puts it in.
Yeah, it's my imagination takes over.
So it's just so bizarre to me that I was like, oh my God, okay. But they are now able to use the Meta Avatar leggies. But where it's interesting is, and admittingly,
we got legs.
Admittingly, they admit it's not perfect, because they've had to rework everything because you're dealing with a golf swing. So with that means you can't have like your character like floating or moonwalking. Your feet have to be fixed. Your hip has to turn. There's different swing styles, but they somehow have pulled it off and they're feeling proud about themselves. I'm happy for them. Legs are something that can make or break it for some people. And I could see where actually having the legs in golf would, from a viewer standpoint, if I'm playing with you, it's going to make the experience a little more lifelike, especially for a game that really, in my opinion, on Quest is probably the best real life golf game there is.
And I could totally see those struggles too with like the legs twisting.
Oh yeah,
with the hip.
They had to rework the whole thing.
The hips turning, the hip rotation with it. So that's like a struggle I wouldn't have considered until it was mentioned.
Right? Look at that.
Yeah, no, it looks like in the videos that they included, it looks like they got the hip.
Even the foot lifts the back foot. So as this gets better, knowing the studio that's behind it, I'm convinced that
even the foot.
I'm convinced that
look at that. The heel comes up.
It'll be like the perfect formed, like so you could visually watch it and be like, holy shit, yeah, it's the perfect form. Woof. But that's impressive.
It's just me. This homeboy got some long legs. Is it just me?
He could be tall.
Yeah, that's a long-legged fella.
Hey, he's got the legs though. No, I'm happy for him. So congratulations, Golf Plus. Continuing to crush it. We'll always remember where you guys all started, and that was out of the gate good with Top Golf.
Yeah, I was gonna say Top Golf with Pro Putt.
It was so good, dude. Though, like so ahead of its time for what they offered. Yeah, they had the lounge or like the little fire.
Bring back the POW.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Bring back the POW.
The Audible POW.
That was awesome.
Yep.
But no, huge props to Golf Plus getting those legs.
Dude, they have not slowed down. in what, 4 years, 3 years?
So this next title is actually if I wanted to enlist all 50, you would hear their name. But Meta released their all-time top 50 best-selling Quest games. Now, it is interesting to note that the list doesn't include free-to-play titles unless they were previously a free-to-play title, such as Population 1. Population 1 is the one free-to-play title on this list that is included, but remember, Population 1 was previously like, what, $20? Something like that. We paid for Population 1 back in the day. So they are on this list. But yeah, Meta put out their 50 top selling Quest games of all time, with, of course, Beat Saber as number 1, Job Simulator number 2, Super Hot VR number 3, Blade and Sorcery, Thrill the Fight. Thrill the Fight 2 is on here as well, too, at 29. Our boys over at Walkabout Studios are on here at Ghost of Tabor with 30, number 30. And then, yeah, Golf Plus, which we referenced before, number 17. Walkabout Mini Golf, number 20. But keep in mind, Walkabout Mini Golf also on PlayStation VR 2, Steam. So, yeah, dude, some of these numbers are nuts. How crazy is it? Thrill the Fight 2, which dropped this year in early access, multiplayer only, completely rough, is already on this list.
Wanderer's on there.
No, that's not Wander. That's Wander. That's a different app.
Saw it from a distance. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. That's
like, damn. Like, I don't know how they could pull that off.
Yeah, there's only a couple games from.
There's some goofy ones on there. They're kind of shocking to me.
Yeah, like, I mean, huge props to Shaven Stuff. They're on here at number 45. Skybox VR players on here at 47. Township Tales number 32.
But you ever want a list of games
Cat,
that are
23.
like must-owns? There's your list. I mean,
Virtual Desktop, number 6 of all time. Among Us, number 7.
Yeah.
Dude, Vader Immortal, episode 1, must own for new VR user. Look at this. More people own. 3's made more than 2. Vader Immortal, episode 1 is number 9. Episode 3 is number 13. And then episode 2 is number 15. Damn. 11 Table Tennis, number 18. So yeah, highly recommend looking at this list. Very fun list. And yeah, Golf Plus on it at number 17. Ghost of Tabor on there at number 30. Walkabout Mini Golf on there at number 20. Great to see some of our favorite studios represented on this list.
Hell yeah. It's a good list. Like I said, it's a great list when people ask, like, what are great games? It's like, well, you can't argue with data, right?
Yeah.
If that, in fact, is
interesting,
unquestionably good data.
Can I just point out one thing? That Job Simulator's on here. Obviously, I mentioned it at the start, number 2.
Yeah.
Vacation Simulators on this list at number 27. Cosmonius High. Cosmonius High is not on this list.
Okay.
That IP of the simulator, the Job Simulation. Pavlov Shack's on here, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I guess that for some, that's their favorite of all the 3. For others, it's probably their least favorite then, right? For Job Sim.
Cosmonius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because Cosmonius is legit.
I like
its own.
Cosmonius.
Yeah.
But it's
I like them all.
It's a different IP.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Correct.
Like the strength of that simulator IP is so good.
But kudos to them.
Yeah.
Alchemy. They're going to be at PAX East, correct?
Correct.
A couple weeks.
Cannot wait.
We don't know who's attending, though.
No, I hope to see Owl.
I might send him a LinkedIn message.
Andrew.
Because if it is, we should book some Andrew time. He's such a good energy. Like, he's just.
If we ever do a roundtable, he's a must book guest.
Yeah.
On it. I feel
for
like
multiple reasons.
We'd have to be like, all right, Andrew, mute your mic. You're going. We got other people on this roundtable.
There's a few characters I'd like to put together. Like some real, good enough that it should be a live panel, not a selfish us thing, but I think we can do it. Anywho, so a game that has had some bumps in the road, admittingly, Wanderer, that I selfishly hoped was on that list already and was not. They admit, yes, there's some bumps in the road. We feel it. They feel bad for us if you've been experiencing issues. So with that, they have actually produced and printed out and showed the world their Their full roadmap for this year. And on the good news, besides the update that they already had, if you look at the dates, you got May, you got June and July, and there's performance fixes and already set for those. There's a litany of shit they're going to like make better and overhaul. If they're focusing heavy on the combat, I was kind of hoping, because some of the feedback from people was like, why do they even have the combat? It was like, oh, maybe they'll take it away.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how critical it is later on at end game and such. I don't know.
Right? Maybe it's like easier to fix at this point than take away
just
completely.
Get rid of it. So,
and look, if they got good physics in it, like, you know, like stab into the dude, different story.
a lot NPC responses they're going to fix so that they behave a little more
human
or NPC-ish, I guess. I don't know what they're going for. Some avatar creation stuff they're going to throw in there.
Nice.
But I'm happy to see that at least for May, June, and July, we're getting some performance. You know, so some of the things that they know or we don't know and they don't want us to know will be fixed, so we don't ever feel it. So no, I'm happy for them.
And look, it's a game we've been loving too.
I like it, dude, and I know it's not perfect, but I give them a lot of credit.
It's like a child that misbehaves sometimes. You go, man.
And for all like
can't deny the flaws.
And for all like the delays and hype and delays and hype and delay, it almost is fitting that it would work out this way. But what else I like is it's challenging them as developers to like, they acknowledged it. I mean, what better can you do? Like that fucking beautiful that roadmap looks, and it's a lot.
Look, transparency and open communication with your community is the best way to handle things. And they were like, we need to come out with a public roadmap, a public thing of what are we going to do to make this game where it should be. And they've outlined quite a lot of details.
So their first sentence in their own roadmap is, okay, let's be real. Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate has had a bit of a rocky start. And then they apologize for that's on point.
They're doing a great job with communication since launch.
Yep, they're open. They're not hiding from nothing.
They're not denying anything. They're not like, what are you talking about? We've not been able to replicate.
I'm obviously have probably drank the Wanderer Kool-Aid because I'm very protective of
games you like.
Of game, well, that you know are really beautiful.
They got
pieces.
something special.
Yes,
good
and
story.
Just like, please take the ball and run with it and make it better.
It's so crazy to say after all those delays, like maybe it should have cooked longer.
You know, look at how much shit is it. You know how much time it must have really taken internally for them to sit down since launch and be like, all
what's
right,
realistic?
This is what we have to do. That's like an all hands on deck shit. Look, patch 1 already in progress. Boom.
Good stuff.
Oh,
good stuff from Mighty Eyes.
Yeah.
And
keep up the good work, man.
Even now, though, I'm having a blast with Wanderer.
Unfortunately, Ghost Town has taken more of my time.
But that's also partially,
and I'm not upset about it.
If Wanderer was the 4-hour game and Ghost Town was the longer one, I'd still be playing Wanderer.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the fact that I know I can just bang out Ghost Town by the end of this week, you know? But great games. I mean, look, I know, again, Civ was not the most well-received game, partially, I think, it's people hopping on the store rating, which, as I already said, it's a little...
propaganda.
A little deflated. I feel like we've had such good releases this past month. There's been so many good things. And there's so many great games that we know about coming as well, too. It's a good time. So, on this next one, studio we love, 3R Games. They're the makers of Thief Sim VR. The other week, we had talked about that they announced an older game of theirs was coming to the Quest, Besiege VR, which we are so excited for.
I love it.
Yeah, you play it flat screen. I actually don't think it's their game originally. Yeah, no, it was originally released by Spiderling Studios. You all know me in pronunciation. Not always my best skill. But yeah, they're bringing it to VR. I apologize for that misspeak a moment ago. But they announced it the other week, and you had mentioned that you play it flat screen and loved it. I've been so excited for it since, and pre-orders are now live for it. And they announced a new trailer for it as well, too.
Okay.
So it's coming for $20, and it comes with 4 unique skins if you pre-order. That $20 is actually $19.99. Let me not inflate by a penny or nothing like that. And it's got a sandbox mode. I remember what the announcement, they said that to the best of the ability of performance, they're going to be able to import existing creations from the flat screen into the game as well too. So I mean, I'm so excited for this one.
Dude, you can really take these builds to the next levels.
Yeah, you told me it's insane.
Yeah, it starts off real easy. Like to the point you're like, I got this. And then it just, easy disappears.
Spiderlink Studios is listed as a publisher on it along with 3R Games as well too. So it looks like they are involved in development, if nothing more than just as a name. They're there as well. So huge props to 3R Games for bringing this one to VR. And it looks tight. The graphics look amazing. I mean, I'm so excited. Yeah. I love when these games come and you go, phew, I've put so many hours into this flat screen.
This is going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope. I wish them the best and a smooth launch.
Well, look at that gift.
The price is right on the point.
They have a great store page of, gifts and stuff. And like the building on it looks super smooth in VR. Let's go. Look at that. Like how quickly you can build with the clicking.
It looks quicker than flat screen.
Yeah. I mean, I never played a flat screen like you have, but it looks like a day oneer for me. I'm super excited. So coming, right in May.
And
it's coming in May for $20.
$19.99. Not bad.
Yeah, coming in May for $20.
I'm day one, all over it. Mm-hmm. If we get early access, I'll be all over it.
Mm-hmm. Let's
There's
go.
Certain titles. This is the year of a lot of
3R games.
Seems a year of a lot of like known titles making a crossover, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So a studio we enjoy, My Dearest. Love the name.
Mm-hmm.
April,
came out of nowhere with Crowbar Climber.
Right?
Remember that one?
That's a fun that's a little hidden gem right there.
They'll put out these smaller, just beast ass creations.
Yeah,
recently.
but even this one.
That's what I mean.
$6.99. It came out last week, April 24th, called Mad Surgeon Goblin Hospital.
Just off the name, I'm interested.
I'll just jack it right off of their actual store page because they can probably do it the best, but their title says madness has never been this fun. And I'm with you. You had me at Goblin Hospital. It's a chaotic VR surgery simulator where you become the crazed surgeon, modifying eager patients in their quest for ultimate strength. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely on it. And
so you
then
operate on goblins.
The next part, swap, switch, and sell every part. Freely detach and reattach a variety of insane body parts, sell your spare limbs on the black market, and receive crazier enhancements in return.
Rated M.
$6.99. Then you can build the ultimate weirdest
Frankenstein-esque zombie or goblin.
Dude.
4.9 with 25 reviews.
Dude.
Not bad. This looks fun, dude.
This just popped out of nowhere. And
what's up with My Dearest coming out with these little concepts that are just...
Now, I'm not saying companies should do media boxes because at the end of the day, it's an expense that should be put somewhere else. Look at poop on his chin. Dude, this looks weird, but this would probably be a crazy...
Well, for $6.99.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy cool little... I'm on it.
Yeah.
Admittingly, I didn't hear about this one even coming out.
No, it's a shadow drop. That's what I'm telling you. My Dearest has been doing this.
99 cents. Mad Surgeon Goblin Hospital. See what I almost did there? It's mature, intense violence, blood, and gore. Come on.
But come on, 4.9. It's funny. Brazen Blaze was a very long build-up.
That's pretty freaking good. People are saying it's just funny.
Yeah, Brazen Blaze was a long build-up to launch with a lot of hype. And these two games, Mad Surgeon, Goblin Hospital, and then also Crowbar Climber, they just dropped out of nowhere and seem to be like incredibly well-received games. So it's interesting.
I wonder if this is just one of their devs.
Just like it was with Crowbar Climber?
Yeah, I was doing this thing on the
didn't hear about this one in the development or nothing. So huge. Who knows what else My Dearest is cooking up? Because they got some shit in their lab, clearly.
This dude, I might scoop this one today.
For $6.99, you almost don't even got to be like, can I have a key? It's like $6.99.
Yeah, you know what?
You grabbing it right now?
I'm going to grab it right now just so I don't want them to hear it and then send us keys.
So in the meantime, I'll run with this one. So there, dude, it's compared to Black and White in the headline from Upload VR. And Black and White is such a good game with a cult following, but this game, How to God, is going to be a new VR sandbox game coming from developer Thoughtfish, who is also the same developer as Living Room. I believe this one was previously announced as well, too. But in this, you're going to be able to... It's according to Upload VR, a colorful sandbox game where you can choose how to shape this world. And this comes from Henry Sockdale as well, too. He says you can construct villages, solve the problems presented to you by the local population through quests, raise a loyal creature that evolves based on your teachings, and even fight other gods. Did you ever play Black and White?
I feel like I did, but
really unique concept game, so ahead of its time. It's like you play as a god that leads villagers basically to a good or bad path based upon your actions. And then you have a representative avatar in the game that's a creature that you can change to other creatures throughout it. But you use learning, like machine learning, to train the creature. And this is early 2000s. It was like so ahead of its time. So it looks like that this, even in this one, you're going to have a loyal creature, just like Black and White was. According to the CEO and director at Thoughtfish, Christina Barlabin, again, as always, apologize on any pronunciation, she said, How to God isn't just a tribute to classic God sims like Black and White. It's a chance to be a part of them. You'll quite literally embody your deity and use your real hands to manipulate the world around you and interact with your worshippers. We want players to truly feel what it's like to be a god, and sometimes that means throwing a villager to the sky. Let's go.
I like these games. So
yeah, I mean, we loved Deism. Yeah. So no confirmed release date yet, but it's launching later this year on Quest 2 and Quest 3 and 3S, the Quest 3 family. And let me just say, I mean, Thoughtfish had something special with Living Room. I'm even more hyped for this one. So huge props to Thoughtfish for just coming up with unique game concepts.
Always thinking fish.
In VR, yeah. I mean, we haven't had a Black and White-esque game in VR yet. I mean, the closest is Deism. Deism I freaking loved. 10 out of 10. So let's go. I'm excited for this. How to God coming from Thoughtfish later this year.
All right.
Well, actually, no confirmed release date. I'm guessing later this year. Let me be clear about that.
Spread some fake news there,
right?
Bro.
Hey, it's coming out in June. No, I'm just kidding. That's a lie.
All right. So this is cool for a multitude of reasons, but developed by Kluge Interactive, the folks that gave the world Synth Riders, which certainly they could live off of that land forever, I would assume. Mm-hmm. What makes this really interesting, they're dropping an early access to a game called Final Fury, which is a fighting game that our friend Henry Stockdale said could, in his opinion, and I trust his opinion.
I mean, this is going to be a heavy-weighted opinion,
This is probably the most factual I've seen Henry say something, but he's saying this could become a must-play VR fighting game.
Wow.
Just that in itself. But anyways, I digress. Final Fury, it's coming early access on Steam and Quest May 8th for $9.99.
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding me?
Early access, $9.99.
Inspired by Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, with 9-time EVO champion Justin Wong advising on the development. I don't know what more you could do to put together a good fighting game.
Let's go.
So you'll have single player modes, online multiplayer modes with crossplay.
I hope we're going to be able to play cooperatively together.
I think we're going to be
fighting against
solo
people.
Arcade mode, fight AI opponents.
It sounds like it'd be against each other.
Yeah. Just screen wise, typically that's how this style would go.
Mm-hmm.
But this,
I just say that because you think of like Quantar, man. Remember how good we did?
Yeah, I'm thinking more like this is like competition.
Yeah.
To be the when you start getting these type of games in, that's when, and that's what people want to see too, right?
Dude, this is the developers of Synth Riders. The fact that, I mean, I love when studios have completely vastly different genre games under their resume, and this is as vastly different as it gets.
I mean, some strong words from Henry there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and remember, what's coming on May 8th is early access.
mm-hmm.
It's not the full launch. I mean, that's also incentive. Who knows? Maybe the full launch is going to be more than $9.99. That's always incentive, like grab it earlier and cheaper.
I mean, he's
right?
just saying it's a promising start, and he's just excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A lot can change between now and launch. But
yeah, he said a
positive.
must play for classic fighting game fans. Yep. Was his word.
This is where your tournaments come in.
Dude, let's go.
Yep.
All right, I'm excited for it.
Hells yeah.
May 8th, $9.99. Easy price.
That's not even funny. I did not expect the $9.99.
And Quest and Steam with crossplay. Yeah. That's going to be good for a healthy player base.
You know how nice it's going to look on Steam.
Maybe we can do something with our Discord.
Yeah, let me play it first.
Good point.
Let me see if I'm even good.
Good point. All right. Well,
Quantar, I'll go in right now. Yeah. You wake me up at 3 a.m, I'll throw an ass whooping.
Our number one game we've ever been.
Just can't find anyone to play with.
That's the best game we've ever been, skill wise.
I feel like it's abandoned.
Properly. Like we
I saw people on socials say they play it.
Yeah, but we can't find a match whenever we go in. It's weird.
It's very weird.
All right, but nonetheless, we've hit that point in the show. As always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out tier. You all support us month after month, help keep the lights on over at the Ruff Talk VR podcast.
And they're LED, so they should not costing us a lot.
Haven't had a podcast sponsor in quite a while, so I'll tell you right now, you Patreon folk, you've been floating the light bills, to say the least. So huge thank you to our Patreon peeps, and also thank you to everyone that tunes in episode after episode and gives us a nice little audience to ramble to. But huge shout out to our Patreon supporters, Asim, Amelia, Carson, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, Shoes, and Tom. You all rock. Appreciate all of your support. And as we said before, well, I don't think I told you where you could find the link for this yet. So you can find the link for this in our show notes, our episode description. And as I said before too, you can also find a link for our Discord community, which if you join our Patreon, you do get access to an exclusive Patreon only channel in the Discord. I'm just saying. And your name turns gold. That's pretty cool. So we also have, though, all the other channels in the Discord are open to the public, so you can join that. Engage with some Ruff Talk VR listeners that are also, believe it or not, VR fans. So no shortage of great discussion. And then, of course, game meetups, food discussion, world events. You name it, there's like the discussions going on there. Book clubs.
Everything but politics.
Yeah, that's the only one we put the hammer on. You can go hop on Reddit.
Go fucking anywhere for politics.
Yeah.
Don't come in our backyard for it.
Smack, 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 smack.
It's not what we're about.
Smack.
Or we'd have a podcast about politics.
Yeah. But anyway, go join the Ruff Talk VR Discord. Check out our Patreon. And let's get back to the news.
Da-da.
So we were talking about them at the start of the show due to the long fabled interview that will come out. Mythic Realms. It was announced that they are receiving an update on a major update on May 15th that adds daily kingdom events, training grounds, and other various updates with it as well too. So Mythic Realms, a game that I think overperformed at launch with reception, was, like we said at the start, really unique concept. We'll probably see more games like it in a couple of years, and they're not just dropping it and leaving it as is. We're seeing more and more updates come to it as well too. That's awesome.
Well, we can say firsthand. I mean, we saw the studio, some hardworking folk there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in it to win it. So I just like that they're not scared to like take chances on technology that no one else was doing when they started working on this. But I don't want to spoil the interview. They have a very experienced background, and knowing more of the background totally makes sense to why they chose this as their VR game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
No, good folks at Petrichor.
Yeah, and awesome to see already more updates coming to it.
And like you said, the love that it's been receiving has been pretty freaking good.
Dude, because there are
A lot of the creator love I didn't think they were going to get, they got. And that was cool.
As a Massachusetts-based studio, I had this weird, like I had no involvement in the game.
No, you're rooting for them, no?
We visited their studio, a year ago, when it was still early in development, saw where it was at then, and I was just rooting for them. I was like, I want this Worcester-based studio to do good. And then I agree, when we saw the creator video starting to come out, I was almost celebrating at home with them, you know?
Yeah. Oh, no, 1,000,000%. I would have loved to have been in the studio on launch day. I know that the stress involved and all that, but you could, just to feel it and experience
because some of the creators that posted videos are very honest creators. If they don't like a game, they will let it be known. They'll let it be known.
Oh yeah.
Not just that they won't talk about it. They will let it be known.
They'll tell you.
And they liked it. So, I mean, it's a great game. Awesome to see these more updates coming, and who knows what else is in the pipeline for Mythic Realms.
Can't wait to see what they work on next.
Great studio.
No lie. They've only just begun with this. So teased in September 2024 in front of our own eyes and ears. We saw it. We heard it. There was talk that Meta Ray-Ban glasses, or Ray-Ban Meta glasses, I should say, will soon be able to translate foreign languages. The day has come.
Not just text.
Yeah.
Speech.
No, like you'll hear it.
Translate foreign language speech.
I'll gladly explain how this is going to work. It's something that I have been waiting for.
Me too.
Since it was announced. Every update that has come out for those glasses since then, I've been like, please be the translate. It's such a game changer, but it has begun. Currently, it can translate speech between English, French, Italian, and Spanish. And multimodal Meta AI is finally rolling out to Europe as well. So this is actually a long list of Meta stuff, and this has I'm taking over the world all over it, and it's being done at the hand of a pair of Ray-Ban glasses. So you're going to be able to activate it, say our glasses are not on or around.
I almost want to go grab them. I'm about to go run over to my jiu-jitsu coach because he speaks Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah. So
they should add Brazilian Portuguese to here. That's such a huge language as well.
It's only
inevitable.
It's just begun.
No, they need how dare they not have? I'm just kidding.
I would have actually had, like, no bullshit. I would have had Chinese in there. Probably definitely, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anywho,
like you said, just started.
It just rolled out. I want this.
yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
So if you have the glasses, hey Meta, start live translation. You'll hear the spoken words of people speaking in foreign languages in your ears through your glasses in English or whatever of those 4 languages you choose, as well as you can see the words translated on text on your phone so you can show them.
So they talk, you hear it through the glasses, you hand them the phone with the app.
So you can communicate. Because not everyone has the glasses yet, but we'll get to that because that's about to change too. So what makes this even sweeter is you can download all the data for the languages so you can do it without internet connection.
That's awesome for traveling.
That's a game changer.
Now, what I want to know, I'm sorry to say, because they don't say it in the article. If we each have our glasses, can we go live to each other's? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
If you're a Spanish speaker with the glasses and I'm an English speaker with the glasses, could we both initiate the translation feature?
Yeah, 100%.
And then we both be that is
because you don't need to do the text to phone.
Oh man.
So as long as you have glasses and your language is available and I have glasses and mine's available, you talk at will and I'll hear it and I'll talk at will and you should hear it.
Amazing.
Something that, again, when they said this was happening, I was like, this is like some of the coolest. This is such a game changer for everybody in the world. Jesus, if push came to shove, you could give your glasses to someone else to wear.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't, like a non-tech friendly, whatever.
Hope that they don't run.
Put these on, you're saying the language and they hear it. Mm-hmm. Then you could take the glasses back and the person that, so in
or keep a spare
pinch,
pair with you, that way you both have the glasses.
Yeah. 1,000,000%.
As long again, you just got to trust that they don't run.
No, I'd hope you're not just going up to shady people.
That might be why they initially they push it with the phone, so that way you can just show the phone to them.
Yeah,
without handing them
as these glasses become more popular, which again we'll touch base on. It just makes so much sense, dude. Even since a negotiation table, the hell, dude, you cut out the translator.
Accessibility.
You know the money you'll save. Translation people are going to be pissed off.
Let's go! I'm so excited for this.
Also this month, it's called multimodal capability of Meta AI. I don't even know. Multimodal is such a new word to me.
Is it modal or modal?
I guess it depends on where you come from.
Multimodal.
So it rolled out to the UK. This means that people in the UK can now answer things they're looking at with their glasses, where they were previously Meta AI couldn't access the camera in the United Kingdom, which is a little odd, being as cell phones are not under that same. I can do a live video anywhere in the country, right? So what's the fucking harm of asking what I'm looking at?
It's probably AI concerns for the same reason they're slow with bringing it to Europe.
So the rest of Europe, AI was only available in Ireland, France, and Italy and Spain. But now, this is why I'm saying that, like, take over the world shit. Look at these countries, dude. Now, out in Germany, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Now, it's going to every country where you can buy a pair of Meta Raybans. So that is freaking huge. This actually doesn't really pertain to me in how I use the glasses. I don't use like Facebook phone calls and all that shit, but you're going to be able to use them to do Instagram calls and messaging very soon. Our friends in Canada, more cooler styles coming. There's currently 25 different styles that you can pick up. And the one thing out of all this that shocked me the most is the production. They've sold over 2 million as of February. And Luxottica said they're going to go into 10 million units have manufactured by 26.
Well, depending on affordability that they keep it at,
dude,
you'd think if the countries it's expanding to, like Mexico and stuff, if these are price affordable and people just have them, again, it's going to make tourism a whole different animal when it's a commonly owned accessory and it can do these type of live translation and stuff like that. And it's supported in all these different regions.
I'm thinking
travel to Denmark,
whatever language is spoken in the country they're sold will have to get added to the data.
Hopefully they add Australia to the translation so I can hear what the hell they're saying with their dialect, you know? Can I get a Cockney translation, please?
No.
I need some Cockney dialect translation, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. But jokes aside, it's an awesome update right there. That's a major update.
It's a small part of such a massive picture they have going on with. And these are just the Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
No, this is huge. Not the future shit. Mind-boggling, dude.
That's huge.
Yep.
So this next one, I'm a fan of MMOs, especially flat screen. It's been a struggle with a lot of them in VR to catch on. Elysia, which was one that launched initially in early access with kind of a rockier reception, has actually come a long way. Elysia to me is like the most standard MMO feeling MMO of all of them. It's got like an old school fantasy vibe. So if that one's actually doing a lot better than Township Tale had a kind of a potential as well too. But the abbreviation VR MMO RPG, MMO RPG is already such a mouthful for an acronym.
Adding VR,
oh my God, it's like I petition that we drop the RPG and we just call, when it comes to the VR version, let's just call them VR MMOs because it's just too much with the RPG on there as well. But nonetheless, there's a new one coming, Eldramore. Haven in the Mist, they came out and teased there's some new gameplay as well too. So it's developed by Resolute Games, not Resolution Games, Resolute, RESOLUTE, and it's going to be another take at the VR MMO genre. It's set to launch on Quest and Steam with no official release date, but they are going to be launching a Kickstarter for the project. So let's see. Another player has entered the market, but if you're a fan of the VR MMOs, go check out their new gameplay trailer and let's keep an eye on this one.
I do agree. It's a mouthful.
VR MMO is enough. Let's drop the RPG. Let's not be silly.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a cool one because, in fact, they were shown on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase
with a release date.
Yeah, developers Wind Up Minds. It was actually a really cool trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Came out April 24th, which was last week. Currently rocking a 4.9 Stay Forever Home. That is with 20 ratings, which honestly, all things considered, is not too bad. Price of $19.99. Stay Forever Home. Virtual pet. You want a virtual dog? Not real life dog looking, kind of like space future looking crossbred type of dog. But yeah, you get a companion in your house. You play with it, care for it. It'll jump on your furniture.
We've had two of these launch with Stay and Eggy, both back to back as well.
Yeah, kind of caretaking type. Mm-hmm. This is one though, and Eggy as well. I'd love to say like, oh man, I've got 50 hours into both, and I can tell you this is what happens.
Launches. Ghost Town.
These are the type of games you have to, you go into for a little bit each day. I imagine Stay Forever Home, you could probably go in longer, just by design. But regardless, you're not going to go in there 10 hours a day and sit there and play with your dog. You're going to go in there, or your dragon.
Good store rating.
Yeah, 4.9, solid, dude. But so far, I'm having fun with it. I appreciate it for what it is. I like the value of what it is and what they're trying to accomplish. Legit, it's your pet. It's your buddy named Ember. I'm almost positive that's the...
I think so too.
Yeah. And you go from mixed reality to virtual reality. Mythic Realms.
Mm-hmm. Again, Mythic Realms ahead of its time.
Of that. Yeah. So, thus far, I kind of recommend it if you've been wanting that. Yeah. Eggy is not, more pet simmy. You're raising
a dragon.
A dragon, man.
Poops everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of poop in
Got
Eggy.
A little issue with its dragon intestines. I don't know what's going on there.
My dragon's got IBS, if I'm going to be real.
My dragon poops and then walks away from his litter box, comes back and poops again.
But we're talking about Stay.
Yep.
Sorry about
Stay
that.
Forever. Stay Forever Home. Honestly, again, I liked the trailer they provided, was anxious to try it, tried it, kind of dig it. I like the pet sim thing.
If you're looking for that style of game, it's that.
Your companion seems a little intelligent, which is cool. And it's intuitive. Things feel natural, even though it's not like true to life.
Yep. It has a cool graphic style too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of describe it as futuristic.
Mm-hmm. Almost a little anime-ish.
Anime meets future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting artwork, but it's good.
But $19.99, you can't argue with the price. 4.9, can't argue with that. But if it's not your thing, just don't do it.
Yeah, but if you're looking for that I think there was a hole in the market.
1,000,000%.
That's why we saw multiple games drop for it. A lot of people are identifying.
We had brought it up in like, how come pets, PETZ?
Correct. There was
dogs, DOGZ.
It was a clear hole in the market, so I'm not surprised to see multiple drop around the same time.
What's cool about this too is it should be noted, like, if you set your boundary, if you take the time to set your rooms properly, the animal, I don't even want to call it, your virtual friend,
Ember,
is going to act in that environment properly. And that's pretty freaking huge. You throw the ball down the hallway and it's your, I'm just saying, like, don't set unrealistic boundaries so that your pet's going to be like, oh shit, it went behind my couch, because it doesn't know. But the more time you spend actually setting your environment, the better experience you're going to have in your mixed reality setting.
No doubt. I have noticed the automatic room scan has gotten so much better at identifying the objects on its own without me spending the time to do it. like my last scan I did, it identified my table, my couch, the walls, the object of my TV, all without me needing to take the time to do it, like we used to have to do, 6 months ago. But I agree, anything that's missed on it, the more labor, the more love you can put into it.
Yeah, and you can save dude, I had that weird thing show up though. When we were doing the room scans the other night, I had a 3D box model of what it had scanned in my room.
I wish I could get this
with me. And I was like, holy shit, that's the exact scan of my room. And if I moved, they had a little like round head, triangle body character.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I never got.
I'm like, holy shit, where's this ever been?
It was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, but now I'm getting this problem where I'm like 10 feet tall.
I've had that with some games, but then if I close it and reopen it, it usually fixes it.
Didn't fix it last night.
Well,
I had to play Ghost Town like super tall.
You were Giant Town.
No, my fix was I changed it to sitting mode, and then I was normal height. So stupid. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Any hoots though. This next one, Bull Hit. It's a new free VR.
Not bullet.
And not bullshit. Bull Hit. It's a free VR multiplayer sandbox game from Otters Lab. Otters Lab's the studios that's brought us Les Mills XR Body Combat, Chess Club, O-Shape, and this VR sandbox multiplayer game. Just you ride a bull with no specified rules and create chaos by breaking stuff. It's available now in early access. Looks like it leans a little bit more in the comedic side. Looks like that's their take on trying to hit the younger free-to-play market. But let's see how this one does. It's out now for free in early access. And yeah, go check it out. 4.9 with 77 ratings. So, I mean, that's pretty tight. Can't argue with
4.7?
4.9 with 77 reviews. That's not bad, man.
It's such a deviation of things they've done. Yeah.
I mean, the trailer,
which I'm a huge fan of.
The trailer is unbelievably goofy. I think they put a lot of work into making it funny and kind of memey. So let's see where this one goes, but I might have to check it out. It's rated T for teen. It's so
isn't there a game called Meme or something like that?
No, there was a game called Leroy that was supposed to, or it did come out of nowhere, but I remember
there is a meme game too.
But it was a bunch of memes.
Yeah.
That's what the Leroy was maybe that's the same one, maybe not. But anywho,
I don't know.
Bull Hit from Otters Lab.
So mine is short, sweet, and sad, but sad for all the right reasons, because the last thing you want to do is throw something out into the wild that's not polished to where you want it. And personally, I want this experience to be as good as it can be, because I loved the first one. But Prison Boss Prohibition is delayed. Originally intended for sometime this spring, which time is running out on that. So they bumped it to summer 2025. Perfect time to be in a cool prison too, when the weather's real hot and gross outside. A little colder in those cold cells, I'm sure. But it is what it is. Certainly they're not delaying it just because they can or want to, or they know something we don't. Just going to make it a better experience. But I like the openness. They could have waited till like the last day of spring,
as we've seen other games do.
Yeah,
and the reality is we've seen some rockier launches with a couple games that, like, a little bit more quick time would have helped. So I'm not
sure
mad
other
at it.
Developers rethink some certain things, or it could be something. Hey, we found a couple of bugs and we're just not happy with it, or they're adding more stuff. Who knows?
1,000 things could have happened, but at least they're being transparent early, like you said. And I'm so excited for this one. There's going to be multiplayer in it. We loved the original Prison Boss.
And shit.
Prison Boss was the shit, man. What a great game.
Time in your
dude
craftings.
Cannot wait to do it co-op. Well, might even fill a little schedule one in VR without being a 1-to-1. That game is
close.
I think everyone I hear talk about that game goes, it would work so good in VR.
Oh, it would.
Like it's made for VR.
Million fucking %. It's made today for VR. Just by the way the graphics are, you get away with
the gameplay mechanics, everything.
I'll bet you could run it on a 3. Yeah. There's nothing you're doing in there you couldn't do in VR.
My argument,
even the amount of interactable shit.
if anybody was like, "What would Meta allow it?" It's like Prison Boss, you sell cigs and stuff, right?
Yeah, but this is like
Thief Sim. You break and enter people's house, dude.
But you're growing weed,
Okay.
cocaine.
Okay.
I think meth,
Okay.
fentanyl. It's like name a drug, dude.
Bill of Rights, baby.
Bill of Rights. It's quite an extreme.
Violating
from
somebody's
like
personal property is a clear violation of the Bill
prison
of Rights.
cigarettes to like
Making
you're
meth
selling,
is not.
You're selling drugs to people, and
I'm being comedic as well too.
not only are you selling the drugs to them, but your customers have like an addiction rating. Like, yeah, I swear to God, it's such a good game.
I need to hop in. Maybe I'll hop in today with you.
But
depending on how quickly I can edit this baby.
I personally believe, and it's made for VR.
Let's go.
How you get, and there's a good argument you could make that it could be just based on some of the.
I've heard everyone says it should be so.
It, 1,000,000%. You said that he's a solo dev too,
That's
right?
what I heard. You should hit up Flat to VR Studios. Just saying.
All right, dude, he's got a great product. He's got my attention.
Well, when the mechanics are like, you know how some games you go, well, how would you bring it to VR? Like, how would you adjust the mechanics? And then other games, it's like you said, day one, today would work in VR.
I mean,
that's a different story.
If you walk, you're walking or running, right? So that's normal. The open doors, and you just fucking walk through. It's not like you got to like twist the knobs. Like if I want to go to the grocery store, you don't select. You just say what you want to buy, and it's in your inventory. So it's almost like it would almost need more shit for VR, like a wheel, just weird little subtle shit. But
yeah. Hopefully, we one day see that one.
I agree with you. I was just doing devil's advocate, but to me, if you can tear like limbs off of bodies, and I can home invade your home and bust your fucking toilet and steal,
yeah,
then why can't I sell drugs? It just sounds fucked up. But I'd hate for them to put it on Quest and dumb down what it is you're selling, and it's like selling eggs and fruit.
I would argue murdering and breaking into private property and stealing.
Murdering is pretty bad.
Are both which you can do on existing VR games are far more heinous than any of the actions in Schedule 1.
I have the Game Changer that changes the whole store game for what's allowed and what's not.
What's that?
It's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna approve green light San Andreas, and not Schedule 1? That's nuts.
Yeah.
So,
or maybe they're already in talks.
Yeah, I think it's a game that I would love to see that.
I would hope Flat to VR has already reached out, though.
I would hope as well too, but I have no knowledge of that side of things.
You got Steam VR too, right? Just get it to VR some way,
dude. It's such a popular game right now too. So
I kept seeing it pop up.
Anywho, though,
like I had to break down.
It's the talk of the town. It's the talk of the town.
Apparently, I'm quite the hoodlum.
So, mixed reality. We're getting a new mixed reality shooter called Room Invaders.
Love
like the name.
Space Invaders.
Yeah, love the name. It's coming next month to the Quest 3 and 3S. So Quest 3S only, or not 3S only. The Quest 3 family only. You can add it to the wish list now. There's no pre-order, no official date yet, but it looks pretty fun. It's reminiscent. It's similar. Looks inspired by, believe it or not, you would never guess this, Space Invaders. However, instead of the flat screen, waves coming at you, your room becomes that, and you got to take out the enemies. So it looks pretty cool.
When's it out?
Next month in May. No official release date yet.
No official price.
No price. Just you can add it to your wish list, which if you're interested in a game, you should always do. It really helps the developers a lot. And yeah, you just defend your room. I get the Space Invaders inspired comment, but it's definitely not that wave coming at you. It's like enemies just coming at you in all directions coming at you in all directions in your room, it looks like. But according to the trailer, I see like level 1, level 2. So I don't know if that means like level 1 of the game or your character leveling up or what, but it looks fun. I'm interested in this one for sure.
They kind of had me at the name just because they're like,
I hate to be like that, but I agree.
Bug.
Dude, I agree. You become the caretaker of an adorable
little mercenary.
Adorable came from Upload VR. That was Upload VR's word, and I had to steal it because it is adorable. An alien baby called Zuki. Come on, this one looks freaking good.
Okay.
I will say too, developer is, oh man, I should have just left this alone. ETER Max, so Ettermax XR Studio.
I think you got it right.
Well, I'll say that and I'll sleep good tonight, but that might not be the truth.
What else could it be? Eater.
Who fucking knows, man?
Ettermax. I'd probably go
surprised.
with Ettermax. So there's an app called Relic. Right? The end.
Yeah.
No, this is actually kind of neat. It's something that's probably worth, I mean, we're a ways away yet, but last year we talked about how AI is integrating now into development and programs, and what effect is that going to have on, everyday things. This is a great example of that. What they do have demos. Allegedly, there's a Spider-Man demo that's like to die for to see, and you go, oh shit, this will work. But what it does is it takes the borders where your TV ends or your movie screen ends, it then takes over. So it can bring experiences outside just your visual TV screen. So for instance, if you were to punch someone and it's like Batman, you could have the big pow show up on the side of your room.
This is almost what you've always talked about wanting, where you always wanted a VR TV show with the characters and the actors in your room. It's not there.
No.
But I mean, this is actually a pretty good compromise there, where it's like extending out of the TV into your room. That sounds pretty cool.
It's getting closer, I feel like. Where it gets weird is all throughout history. Yeah, I mean, like it's shit that they can pump into your...
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept.
But theaters have always fucked around with like
IMAX.
Tried smell. IMAX crushed it. Smell, rumble seats, all sorts of weird little things to try to make it more, and none
immersive.
Of them, none of them really worked well.
Well, especially when you look at costs to do it. But if you can do it with hardware that you already own in your living room, you don't have to go. It's different.
If you can go into any TV show and they can somehow convert it, or the AI,
because it uses AI to figure it out, right?
Dude, I would think the more it gets used, the more
it can train off the data. Like, and it'll be like, I've run this TV show.
Figure
before.
out what to like put on the sides, and then to what limit could you have shit. So yeah, we're starting to see. This is very neat.
I'm nervous about vomit scenes, but nonetheless.
Oh, coming right at you?
Who knows? So
vomit scenes, porn.
So
oh, that's just so wrong.
So there's an app called Symphony. No, I'm messing with you. So Symphony, it is a rhythm game. They announced their first major post-launch update, which adds mod support and custom songs. Ooh, that's a pretty big update. It also integrates mod.io support directly into the game for easier mod browsing. That's huge as well, too. So Symphony is available now on the Meta Quest. And yeah. Currently now has custom songs and mod support. That's huge for a rhythm game. I will say though, however, when I'm trying to access the store page of the game, this could be a just today glitch, and it could be that tomorrow, by the time this episode drops, this is already fixed. But whenever I try to access their store page, I am getting a "this page isn't available" error. As
we don't know.
This. That's interesting. That could just be a store glitch, but Symphony, maybe they got in trouble with their custom songs and mod support. Who knows? A little coincidental, right? This update
First rule about
here.
Symphony is you don't talk about Symphony.
Somebody messed up somewhere. But anyway, yeah, that's the update. Symphony adds custom songs and mod support. Hopefully their store page comes back up soon.
Okay. So a cool game that we both loved. Oh man, it still holds up too. And they just crushed it with the real to life graphics that they use. But Real VR Fishing, who have just been dropping DLCs since they have come out, and they're currently in Europe. So UK, a couple of days, not even tomorrow, I believe. So tomorrow you'll be getting 20 new fish species and 7 new fishing spots in the UK.
Damn, they've added so much content to this game.
Westminster Bridge, River Kent, Castle Sands, St. Monan's Church, Loch Ness, I'm there. Oh, Loch Ness Monster, baby. Britannia Bridge and Giant's Causeway. And I expect nothing else but them to look fantastic. Feel like you're actually standing at the banks, or the bridge one has me curious. Like, you're going to fish off the side of the bridge.
They've crushed it, man. There's been so much content added to this game through the years.
I remember once they posted them working in their studio, and I couldn't believe how many people were working on it.
But I mean, you look at the quality, it's one of the best looking games on the Quest. And in fact, it is the number 31 all time.
I remember seeing it on the list.
I had to pull up quick where I knew it was going to be on the list.
Just after Ghost of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do. And the beauty of what they do, right, is like they're sooner or later, they're coming to your backyard. They're coming to your area. They're coming to your neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm. They've done East Coast.
They may even come to your favorite fucking fishing spot.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. Such a good game. For any fishing fan, it's a must own.
Well, and
great co-op, too. Or great multiplayer.
I've always put it up there with like that same vibe that you get with Walkabout. It's casual and fun to play with people.
Correct.
There's no, bonding things.
Easy time sink, man.
Dude.
Great game.
Yeah. Never had a problem with it.
Yeah. Great stuff from the developers there. Awesome to see it still gets new content and still, like you said at the start, holds up strong in 2025. Holds up strong in 2025. So, in the sad news of the day, a little unexpected as well, too. I'm always caught off guard when these layoffs from Meta affect the VR side of things. But Meta has laid off some of the employees in their Meta-owned studios, including the developers of Asgard's Wrath, Sanzaru Games. They were affected by layoffs, which notably their game was included for free with the Quest for quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So wonder if that maybe affected sales numbers of the game. And
we still don't know how that all's really correct. How that really even works financially. I mean, they fucking did it with Batman. I don't see them. There has to be something financial you get from it.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Unfortunate to see, the Meta-owned studios affected by layoffs. Some of the developers of Supernatural were laid off. So it's, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Always a sad news when it's layoffs, especially when, it's anything relevant to our niche with VR.
Man, we should open with those, not close. Like really doom and gloom.
Well, it's not closed. We got a couple more pieces in there, so.
That's all, folks. No, I it sucks to see no matter where it is.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks worse because we never really know the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just the end results, not the reasons. Because sometimes there are times where I've heard the reasons and been like, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds on paper terrible, but then you go, but it makes sense.
I think we saw that a bit with Playside the other week when their layoffs were their work for hire.
What are you going to do? Keep them on payroll? Just
yeah, it was their work for hire and unassigned projects were the parts that were affected from Playside the other week.
Yep.
And they're like, we just don't have work for hire contracts right now. We hope to hire these people back when we do. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate still.
We love what you did for us. Now get out.
Meta said that some teams, they confirmed with The Verge, that some teams within Oculus Studios, great to see it's still called Oculus Studios, are undergoing shifts in structure and roles that have impacted team size, which is just corporate. Ooh.
delete.
There's always corporate
that
lingo.
Position doesn't exist.
That's just an answer that doesn't really like answer it, but it's an answer. But it doesn't like
it doesn't
answer anything.
It tells no story.
No, it's just words. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean by corporate lingo in that sense.
And Bob was bad.
Yeah.
Here's Bob's track record of punching into work. I don't know if there was a Bob. If there's a Bob or Robert, I apologize. I'm not singling you out. Don't know you. All right, so we'll change pace. Boom, ba-dum, boom. Umani Groove. Or Mani Grove. Sorry.
Groove kind of flows into it, but nonetheless.
Right. It definitely is an F2O, so
you know what that means? We're always going to call it that.
Umani Grove. Always be groove to me. Haven't seen one of these in a while. This is from Palm Shine Games and published by Danjin Entertainment. VR cooking. Not VR cooking sim. You're going to cook for some NPCs. You're going to traverse to different worlds. I'm assuming you're going to create some dishes from all over the world. I mean, I don't really have much to go on, but it is coming out on everything. Steam, Pico, Quest, and they are planning a PlayStation VR 2 release, but no official date is confirmed. It's out
Interesting.
Now. Yeah, I should probably grab. Hey, how much does it actually cost to play Umani Grove? Wow, it's got one rating.
Something that we flagged up the other week was you would never, ever see that a couple years ago on the official store when App Lab was a thing. An official store game coming out for several days, only having one review was not something, and is not indicative of a healthy ecosystem either.
No. That's a App Lab shit going on here.
Yeah.
This game's also, I'll just say it, it's a great example of a game that would have 100% been App Labbed. So it's not like going to be your cooking game like that one we did where you made authentic. You could actually go game to table.
What a great game. Oh my goodness, I'm going to find the name of it. If you keep going, Lost Recipes.
Yeah. So a totally different experience. This is definitely not. It's fun simulation sandbox game. I mean, what do you want?
No, it looks good.
But
$19.99 might be a little high for it.
5.0. It's got one rating.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what the fix is, dude, but it's like you get games. It just came out last week.
You got to bring back App Lab, man.
2.2 gig isn't the smallest game.
If this was on App Lab, it would have more than one review. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is
the reviews I see now are like bad App Lab days.
Yeah, dude,
it's not cool. Anyways, Umani Grove. You'll always be groove to me.
All right. Well,
groove on down to the pot and cook some food.
My last piece of news for the day, I actually think that was your last one.
It was.
So I'll end on a positive bit. This one's actually a couple weeks old, but I missed it when it first came out. So I've talked about before being a huge fan of Xbox Game Pass, both for the ability just to be able to download games on my PC, like Oblivion Remastered. I'll plug that again. But also, I get to play them on my freaking Quest headset. I use the Xbox Game Pass on my Quest headset quite a bit. Being able to play with like the massive screen is awesome. Playing like Power World, or even if a game's not on Game Pass officially, if you buy it and add it to your Xbox library, you can cloud stream it still. So like I bought Baldur's Gate. We can play that together on Xbox. It's freaking awesome. Or like I said before, Power World or the latest UFC game. Love it. But I don't own an actual Xbox. Don't really see a need to, honestly, with the service. But for those of you that do own an Xbox, beyond the cloud streaming feature, they also have a remote play feature, which allows you to use your Xbox and stream the game instead of streaming over cloud. Stream the game from your Xbox on the same Wi-Fi connection to another device. And you can now do this on the Meta Quest. That's awesome.
For Xbox owners, 100%.
Yes. So you need to actually own an Xbox. So this disqualifies me. It's something you could take advantage of yourself, it would actually be interesting to see which one works better, cloud streaming or the remote play.
So also to me just solidifies the next console and what it allegedly will do.
Being more of a computer.
Be able to tie it into playing VR. We're already going to have the thing. Hey, it already works remote like that.
I love the Quest and Xbox Quest and Microsoft partnership, because it's more than Quest and Xbox. It's Quest and Microsoft.
Yep.
And I agree, at the next Xbox, if the rumors are true, and it's
totally
true. Console, it's basically a PC and a console, there's no, and you can play Steam games. Why wouldn't you be able to connect a VR headset like a Quest to it?
Especially for the past year, you've been connecting a VR headset to it,
which opens up
on an older console.
Which means if you can buy an Xbox, connect your Quest headset to it, theoretically with the next Xbox, we're talking theoretically, and that would allow you to play high-end PC VR games. That makes PC VR a viable market, like immensely profitable.
It's going to change.
How many players does that open up into PC VR?
It's going to, even on paper, it's a game changer.
I would buy an Xbox tomorrow if that was the case.
It's cheaper than a high-end gaming
Which
PC.
I have a high-end gaming PC. I would just want to see how it functions. And for data, for science, I need to.
It's going to run perfect. Those fucking consoles, PlayStation,
I
Xbox,
hope those rumors are
pound
true.
for pound, man. Them parts are no joke.
But great to see this remote play feature come live.
Yeah, no. We've been watching this relationship for years, blossoming between the two. The only way it would get cooler would be the trifecta of getting Sony on board and start allowing some really creative shit to. But that,
Sony already has a VR headset, and there's a cross play with a lot of games on there. So Sony's doing their part.
I mean, you're gonna play Sony games once the next Xbox comes out. That's just weird in itself.
Yeah, it looks like the era of exclusivity to titles it's
got to end.
It's going away. It doesn't seem like it's the future at all. It seems like it's the past.
You know who it hurts the most is the developer.
Yeah.
You do an exclusive, it's all fine and dandy, but
no, and look, the reality is
to make some money.
Whichever console you went with back in the day, unless you went with both consoles, there were titles that were unavailable to you. And that's not right. The consumer loses too.
Yeah.
It's the best for the consumer. It's the best for the developer. Like you said, they get to sell to more people, more sales. Woo! Who doesn't love that? So that's it for news. That's a wrap, folks. But we have been ending the shows with a list of all of the upcoming games. Do you want to start with the first batch of them?
Sure.
Those ones there, taking us through the end of April and into the start of May, and then I'll hop in from there.
Fair enough. So we've got Dig VR, April 29th, PC VR, PSVR 2. Secrets of Antares, April 29th on PC VR. Levity Race, April 30th, PC VR. PolyEgo, April 2025, PSVR and Pico. The Obsessive Shadow, spooky, April 2025 for PSVR and PSVR 2. Doing it for the first one, too. Good for them. Barely Escape, May 1st, PCVR and Quest. Deep Cuts, May 1st, PCVR. The House of Da Vinci VR, May 1st for PCVR 2. Good job. Legends BMX, May 8th, Quest Pro and 3. Odd. Final Fury, as discussed earlier, May 8th, PCVR and Quest. Requisition VR, May 8th and on Quest. The Midnight Walk, May 8th, PCVR, PSVR 2. Vendetta Forever, yay, May 8th, PCVR. Racket Pinball, May 12th, PCVR. Slender, The Arrival VR. May 13th, PCVR, PSVR 2, and Quest. Going deep. Echoes of the Sun, that's got to be a stressful launch. When you're coming out on everything the same day, damn, dude. Echoes of the Sun, May 14th, mid-month, PCVR. Owling, Crowling, and Bowling, May 15th, PCVR. And Pirates VR, Jolly Roger, I think we talked about it last week, May 15th, PSVR 2.
Whole bunch of games.
Good googly movie.
Going from there, we have a game that was featured on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, Tunnels, coming out May 15th on the Meta Quest. We have Get Out, A Very Bad Dream Story, coming out May 16th on the PSVR 2. Out of Sight VR, shout out to Raptor Studios there, coming out May 22nd on PC VR. Quantum Threshold, coming out as well May 22nd on PC VR and Quest. Zombie Army VR, big title there, coming out as well May 22nd.
Getting a
Huge
little
day.
stacked on the 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd is a stacked old date. Zombie Army
Hunger Game shit going on there too.
Zombie Army VR is going to be coming out PC VR, PSVR 2, and Quest all at launch. Neolithic Dawn, which I've seen the developer promoting their game on social media, I think since we started the podcast. So it's really cool to see his game.
It's finally coming.
Yeah, and it's a really ambitious title, and it looks like the crazy son of a bitch did it. Looks like the mad lad did it. Can't believe it. But Neolithic Dawn comes May 23rd to the Meta Quest. Hard Bullet comes May 27th to the Quest 3. F125 comes May 30th to PC VR.
They're going to do good.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game.
It's the flat game launching, but it just has PC VR support. That's some of these cases with PC VR games. Besiege VR, which we talked about earlier, coming sometime in May to the Meta Quest. Epica, a game that's out now on Quest, coming to PSVR 2 sometime in May. We have, I missed this one, Pools, coming May 30th to PC VR. Thank you. I left off on Epica before, coming to PSVR 2. Then we go Honeypot, a game that was on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, coming May 2025 to the Meta Quest. Trailblazer, The Untold Story of Miss Bynes, coming May 2025 to the Meta Quest. Vivarium, coming May to the Meta Quest. V-Rider, coming to PC VR and PSVR 2. Those audiences are in for a treat there. If they're not existing Quest users, V-Rider is awesome.
Dude, PC VR.
It's going to look sick.
Holy shit.
I need to grab it. Like, I already got it on Quest, but I need to see it on PC VR.
Need a fan for that game. You want to feel that wind.
And then lastly, to end, Warriors, coming May 2025 to PC VR. So
I think of the movie.
Yeah, the Warriors. They had a great game by Rockstar back in the day too on the PSVR 2 game.
Has Rockstar ever made anything that wasn't good though?
I know. Like, think of the random IPs like Bully, LA Noire, like all great games. LA Noire, there's a VR version as well too. Officially shows you Rockstar's. Like Bethesda, there's, while they might be bad, there's official VR versions on PC VR of Skyrim.
They might be bad.
Yeah, they
might suck really bad.
They require a lot of mods to really make something.
That's why I don't.
But they did it. Like, they did it early too. So I hope one day we do see a Bethesda game on the Meta Quest. Call me crazy. I don't think a remaster would ever run, but you could throw like Morrowind on there or something. Get that shit to run in VR, you know? Different story though.
Let's get our schedule one on.
Yeah. One thing at a time. Let's get Total War. I still want Total War in VR. Command and Conquers. The list goes on and on.
Crush, kill, and destroy.
Crush, kill, and destroy. We could go forever on this.
I was happy that someone recognized that.
Yeah, I saw a shout out to that in the live chat on YouTube.
Yep. I'm like, man, it was so good. StarCraft.
Yeah, so many good potential titles.
I'll take them all.
So, thank you everyone for tuning in today. As I said earlier, if you enjoy the show, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, check out our Patreon, check out our Discord server, go hang out with some other VR folk, and stay tuned for our next episode later this week. Ciao, ciao. You're laughing over there. I swear
I didn't say a word, man.
I'll get, you know. It happens.